All right, we want to welcome everybody this morning to our team call. Again, we do this Monday through Thursday at the top of the hour, 8 a.m. Mountain Time. We know that we've got people other areas as well, so the time might be a little different in your time zone, but we're sure glad that you're here. We've got training every day, and today we have Mr. Michael Huggins. Uh, the stories that we started out with, we're encouraging you to find your story, go out and meet the people, tell them your story. Stories sell, facts tell, but it's the stories that cause that emotion that gets in there, and they want to be part of this. And Michael Huggins' story is just worthy of a motion picture. It is a young man that wanted to race cars. He was told probably that's not going to happen. So why don't you just work on cars? He got his education, technical education, and ended up with a lot of education debt, and was working on the cars, but it wasn't so fun just changing the oil it wasn't the life that he wanted. And so he knew there was something better. When he found Renatus, he implemented this. He worked hard, and he changed his life around. And if there isn't anybody that I know that works on personal improvement, it is Michael Huggins. He encourages everyone around him to be the best person they can be, to run their business just the best way possible, and he's a great example. And we're glad he's here with us this morning. Michael, how are you?
Good morning, Ron. I'm loving life. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Wealth Wednesday. Sure as you're joining to make sure your camera is off. And we're going to jump right on into this. Let's jump into it. So I got today's topic for you is going to be on telling the story. Okay, so if you remember the 4 money-making activities, we got find the people, tell the story, build, prevent, and follow up. And telling the story is a skill, a learnable skill, which is great news. So let's go over this to make sure that you're using this skill, and then I'm going to, at the end, give you an invitation to work on a project with us. Okay? So let's cover these basics real quick, and then I'll tell you about the project. Telling the story. One of the 4 money-making activities. And remember, with the money-making activities, if you are not getting the results that you're after, it's probably because you're skipping one of the 4 money-making activities. So don't skip them, especially telling the story. There's a phrase in our industry that you need to memorize, and it is facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. We're here to sell because we want to make some money. We have a product that can make a huge difference in people's lives, so we got to make the sale. Well, we can do facts all day. Facts tell, but if we want to sell, we got to tell a story. Facts tell, stories sell. All right, so the objective to telling the story is engaging our audience, making them actually looking for that social proof, having them go, oh, me too, but I want that. So facts tell, stories sell. No 2 ways about it. Sometimes people think they don't have a good story, and after doing this with thousands of IMAs and almost a decade now, I know any story can be told powerfully. So don't worry about if you've never done it before, or you haven't, or you think your story sucks or whatever. That's not the case. Any story can be told powerfully. The idea of the story that we're telling is to paint a picture of possibilities. Let's paint that picture of possibilities. Or in other words, hashtag Bob Ross. You already know. And if you were on the Founders Webinar, we talked a little bit about this, but here's a good reminder. If you don't know what to say, you don't know what your message is, your mess is your message. What have you been screwing up lately that you're now fixing? Or what, not necessarily that you've been screwing up, but what has happened to you because of neglect or ignorance or fear or confusion? That mess that's been created, that's your message, so you can share with people how you cleaned it up so they can see how they can clean it up. So here's the structure. Here's the structure of your story. What it is, what it could be. Every powerful speech, training, public hearing, anything that's been recorded in history as something incredible. All the speeches, this is their structure. All the structure from amazing speeches has this, what it is at the beginning and what it could be at the end. And throughout the whole process of the story, it is switching back and forth between what it is and what it could be. So what I'd like you to do is on the first part, when you're telling your testimonial, telling your story, you could talk about what it is with taxes and what it could be with taxes, and then what it is with interest rates and dollars, and what it could be with interest rates and interest dollars, and what it is with your time and what it could be with your time. Let's follow this formula. The goal is to get a yes from all three questions, and here's what they're going to ask. There are different versions and different variations of these three questions. Will this work? Will this work for me? And will I do it? That's what they're asking. That's what they're wondering. They're looking at your program, our program, and they're wondering, will it work? Will it work for me? And will I do it? So here's what to say. A couple do's. Do tell stories. When you're doing it up front, you're doing it live in front of your audiences, whether it's a house tour, a cash flow, an epic, a super Saturday, an intensive, whatever it is. Read the audience. You can end with questions. And I want you to have 3 versions. Have a 20-second version, a 1-minute version, and a 3-minute version. You got to build these versions. Okay? Then time yourself. Right? Just grab a little timer. Time yourself. How's it going? Okay, a couple don'ts. Don't forget to tell stories. Don't tell inside jokes. Don't make income promises. And don't make things up or exaggerate. Okay? So do tell stories and don't forget to tell stories. Okay? Tell the story. All right, a little bit more about what to say. I want to answer the questions kind of like this. What did you do before you found Renatus, and how did you feel about it? What was missing from your life that got you to look at Renatus? And what did you see, hear, or feel that inspired you to join Renatus? Those 3 questions are going to start to help. And number 4 is what's happened since. So here's a couple ideas to help you get organized with what has happened since joining. How many deals have you completed or started? What have you learned? How have you been inspired because of what you've learned? Who have you connected with? What does your future look like? The people you've helped, the amount of money you have or will save by implementing the education. Okay, just a couple ideas. And then number 5 is a quick little closing statement. Glad I've joined. So grateful I made this decision. So happy I took action. Gratitude and enthusiasm. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't join. I don't know what my future would look like if I didn't take action. Just something like this. You know, and I just like to, I end it with gratitude and enthusiasm, right? Just look at everyone. Oh, I'm so grateful to be a part of this. Thanks for the help and support. Thank you, everyone. Just some gratitude. And then, of course, practicing it. Practicing it with yourself, with your IMAs, with your mentor, with the presenter in the area so that you guys can fit it in seamlessly. Okay. And the other thing in our language with, while we're at the events, is telling stories about the people that we're edifying. Right. Ron does a great job of that every morning when he's talking about me or Bill or Christian, right? Someone to listen to, but why should you listen to them? And he kind of follows the same formula. He tells a story about the person that you need to listen to. So if you're introing someone, you're opening a room, or you're building for an event where the guest is going to hear from a specific person, you need to know how to tell a story about that specific person. So how many people they helped since joining, quality of life they now have, the amount of debt they've paid off, the amount of money they've saved in taxes and interest, where were they before, how did they join, how they found the money, how they found the belief and the action in themselves, and of course their success after joining. Talk these people up. And be sure to use emotionally charged language, words that paint a picture in people's minds of this struggle and how they can make a change. So some examples would be, they were broke. They felt like a dog in a cage. They knew absolutely nothing about real estate. They were afraid of retirement meant eating more dog food. Seriously, this is something people are worried about. As inflation goes up, cost of everything goes up, but people's streams of income stay the same. People are really considering eating pet food, cat food, dog food. It's a real thing. I'm not making it up. It's a effing problem that we need to help people with. Here's another one. She never spent time with her children. She missed her kids growing up. He was about to go bankrupt. His body was beat up from intense labor every day. His knees, his back, his hips, his neck, his shoulders, everything was all beat up from this labor. Or you can talk about, they were already successful and they still join in what we're doing because they want to hit the next level. Okay, so talking up your colleagues. So do you remember the questions they're going to be asking themselves? Will this work? Will this work for me? Will I do it? And again, look around your room. Look at the demographics of who we're talking to, and make sure that we've mixed it all up. We got all kinds of backgrounds, not just the same 4 people with different names. Okay, so young and seasoned. What industry do they come from? The white collar, blue collar, pink collar. Are they married? Are they single? Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? What kind of cultural background are they coming from? Different genders have different challenges, so being able to make sure that in your testimony you just don't have 7 guys up there, and same thing, don't have just 7 women up there, right? Have a mix. And then experience levels. Look, this person's brand new and they're crushing it. Look, this person's 20-year veteran and they're crushing it. So matching up the stories. Okay, now we're going to transition to something else. Man, those next 11 slides in this presentation are gold. But you got to be an EMT to take those. So let me open up something else for you now. All right, sharing screen. Sharing is caring. All right, here's what I would like you guys to do. If you would go to this website, Extraordinary Society.com/elevate. Extraordinarysociety.com/elevate. We're gonna play together. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go through this with you for a video testimonial, and we're gonna make these video testimonials, and here's what we're going to do at the end is anyone who contributes to this will get all of them. Okay, so let me go through a few things real quick. So we're going to talk about video testimonials. So people will do things that they see other people doing. It's not only a true statement, but it's exactly why testimonials are such a powerful way to grow our businesses and create buzz around our educational service. So Robert Cialdini wrote a book called Influence, Science and Practice of Influence. And there's 6 different weapons of influence, as they call it. The one we're going to talk about today and the one we're going to help everyone with is social proof. Increase sales, get upgrades, get combos. Okay, so excuse me. All right, so let's look at a few good examples. All right, so someone interviewed him recently, and this is kind of how the interview, well, they wrote an article on him. And here's how he started out. It was my 10-year, $10 million mistake. Okay, determined to succeed, he eventually honed in on authentic customer testimonials as a crucial missing ingredient in marketing strategies. After collecting dozens, if not hundreds of testimonials, he developed a simple but detailed formula for gathering these testimonials that have increased his net income. So testimonials give the author, the speaker, and experts in business this universal advantage. We all need an advantage. Okay, it's that social proof that we're talking about. Okay, so unlike endorsements, you pay someone for an endorsement. These are stories of regular people doing regular things, getting extraordinary results. So it has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and proof that it actually works. The goal is to demonstrate results, to show that an ordinary person can use this little solution, this little system, and get extraordinary results. Okay, it's not the same with celebrities. We're not looking for celebrities. We want regular people like you guys. So all boiled down, same 3 questions that we're talking about, right? Just a little bit modified. Is it easy? Does it work? And can I do it? That's what they're constantly wondering. So we're going to talk about a 30-second video testimonial. Okay. And by following this, guys, when you make one and you let me use it, if you participate in this, then I will help you use all the testimonials that everyone's going to be making. So submit yours and get 10 or 20 or 50 or however many we can make here. Okay, so let's talk about it. Kind of skip through a few things. Skipping. Okay, let's look at an excellent testimonial. Now, I know some of you are going to be thinking, well, Michael, what about compliance? Don't worry. On the websites where we'll be hosting these will be all the disclosures, all the disclaimers, all the everything that's needed so that we can talk about money. Okay, we can talk about money. Okay, if you're hearing the compliance department say you can't talk about money, what they're really saying is you can't talk about money unless you give full disclaimers and disclosures. That's what they're saying. All right, so we'll make a website where all the disclosures and disclaimers are in there, and then you can talk about your money. So look at this testimonial. 38-year-old mother of triplets makes $25,000 in April and $18,000 in May. Now, his company's name is called Traffic Geyser. So obviously we would say with our own companies. So look at the layout. Simple layout. I live in St. Charles, Missouri. I'm a mother of 2-year-old triplets, and they're all girls. I'm also a wife. I started a business in February 2008. It's all about marketing, helping a few service providers and elder care providers market their businesses. In October, I found this company, and in March, we did $15,000 on a product launch in 1 hour. I want to tell all of you this business. I work from home. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have employees. Everyone depends on riding this train. It's a big thing to have a lot of people depending on you. But with this company added to our suite of services, we've been able to afford a very comfortable lifestyle. As a result of generating $18,000 in 1 month. We were doing okay before, but now we're really doing an outstanding job. Okay, now on the notes side, you see over here, what a great opening. Valerie starts telling her story and the reader immediately thinks, wow, mom of triplets, business owner, this person's busy. I can really relate to that. And now the reader is thinking, I want to be able to afford a comfortable lifestyle. Okay, and then whenever possible, let's include specific numbers. Okay, and again, we'll have all the proper disclosures and disclaimers to make everyone happy. Because these numbers are real, right? People are really earning this amount of money, and we shouldn't be shy about it. Just need to give the proper steps. Okay. All right, here's another one. Look at the format of this one. Laid off construction worker dominates Google page in 1 hour. Increases views by 740%. Starts 2 successful online businesses and makes $11,800 from a single contract with no internet marketing or video experience. See, when we start to make these, you don't worry about the word, this top part in the red. We will make that from your video testimonial. We'll make the line. You just make the video. Okay. Now, honesty is a major key. So let's look at this. Patrick here from Denver, Colorado. I want to tell you about this company that literally turned my life around. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's the truth. You see, after years in the construction sales, I was laid off in 2008 due to the economic downturn. I had no job, no income, and it seemed only a matter of time before the repo man would be knocking at my door. How many people in Renatus can just say this? Look at this line. It's an incredible line. But then a buddy told me about, we could say, Renatus, right? Back then, I didn't know what SEO meant, or I didn't know what real estate investing meant, but I decided to give it a try. In less than 48 hours, my video was dominating one of Google's results. Yes, my video had 9 out of 10 listings on the first page. Okay, it goes on to show some stats. Obviously, our stats will be different. Then he says, now thanks to this company, I get hundreds of hits on my new construction company, and I got huge results. Plus, I signed a contract where I got $11,800. Here's my proof. So I've got 2 successful online businesses, all thanks. If you're not using these guys for your online business, well, don't blame me if the repo man shows up at your front door. It's so easy to use, and you get tons of great support. Honestly, if I can get these kinds of great results, you can too. So this is something else you can put in. Obviously, just change the name of the company. Okay. Now here's one that's a little more kind of like our world. I'm getting at least 3 calls a day worth an additional $20,000 to $25,000 per month. Wow. Someone will want to read that. So, hi, my name is Larry from Clear Lake, Iowa. I sell granite countertops in several local communities. Ever since the economy downturn, my marketing costs have doubled and the number of leads have been cut in half. I'm not a web expert or technical person. And last fall, I wasted a bunch of money. But 3 months ago, I found this company. I followed the easy training videos. See, this is us. And I made my first videos and pushed a few buttons. In just a few days, I was on top of Google. But before I made this transition, I was working 60 hours a week. But now, you've helped me double my business so I can spend more time with my family. I get to pick up my kids from school every day. So we're talking about the kids. And then my wife, thanks you too, because we're taking our first vacation in 3 years. She's happy to have her husband back. Okay, so talking about vacations, talking about how happy kids are, how happy the wife is. Okay, so now let's talk about you making your testimonial. Okay, so first things first. We're not trying to make, this isn't rocket science here. We're being 100% authentic, following a formula. What we'd like is the video to be 30 seconds, and that's it, just about 30 seconds. Okay, it can be longer, of course, but remember, follow these guidelines. Okay, and remember, people that are watching, your customers and prospects that are going to be watching these videos, they're in a hurry, so let's make sure that we're keeping that time frame in mind. Okay, so the most important thing, of course, is that your testimonial provides compelling content. An effective testimonial focuses first and foremost on the why and less on the how of what your customers do, because when they understand the why, the how typically takes care of itself. Often the why we do things is a far greater value than the how. So the why can be divided into 3 equally important segments: humanizing, product testimonial, and then the income or benefit testimonial. So about 10 seconds for each of these sections. And that'll give us our 30-second testimonial. All right, so let's talk about segment numero uno. 10 seconds for humanizing. This makes you a real-life person with whom people can identify and relate. So your name, where you're from, professional background, what you did or what you do or did for a living. Do not say full-time network marketer. Right, because that's what you do now. Use your past profession. Okay, then letter D, expose a personal weakness. Okay, this is a major key, exposing a personal weakness. So you could say something like, I don't know anything about marketing. I lost money on my first real estate deal. I kept refinancing and wasting money and interest. I've overpaid on my taxes. I'm often reminded of Dell Jensen's story when he says for the 8 or whatever years he was working for the bank, every family vacation was either canceled or cut short because of the job. Well, how embarrassing. But he says that every time. So expose a personal weakness or a loss. So I would talk about, I'd say, I was living in my girlfriend's mom's basement, riding my little brother's bike to work. Okay, I could say, I was living where I didn't want to live and I didn't have a car. That's one way of saying it. But instead, I make it sound like this huge weakness and loss. And now people go, oh my God, that's powerful. Okay, so name, where you live, professional background, and weakness. Recently we've been helping our Denver team with their testimonials, and Martin Potter's personal weakness or loss is that every night he would come home with pizza stank. And that smell would get to him so much that he'd want to vomit. Right? That's huge. He could have left that part out, but because it was an emotional part, a personal weakness, coming home smelling like pizza stank, ooh, what you gonna do? Okay, so that's humanizing. 10 seconds. That's it. That's quick. You could do that. Segment number 2 is going to be the product testimonial. Powerful stuff. Okay, product testimonial. This sets the stage for your income or benefit testimonial, which is going to be segment 3. Without your product testimonial, it kind of doesn't make sense. So let's talk about it. In the product testimonial segment, you must assume your target audience knows nothing about the opportunity. They're brand spanking new. So now you're going to say part A is how long you've been using the training, service, the education, how long you've been using it. And B is going to be explaining your personal benefits. How much money have you earned? How many hours a week did you save? How many more vacations have you gone on? How much money have you saved? Right, we talk about earning money and saving money. Talk about your confidence going up. How many more, let's say you're already in real estate, and then you take this training. Now, how many more deals are you analyzing? How much more capital have you raised? You know, let's say you've been self-employed, but you've been making mistakes, and now you want to talk about, you know, how you're filing your taxes different, how you're the CEO of your own business now, and you're not stuck as a contractor inside of it, right? How many more opportunities, marketing cost save, find your personal benefit. And I showed you a bunch in the PowerPoint right before this. Should I bring it back up? Okay, what to say. How many deals have you completed? What have you learned? How have you been inspired by what you're learning? Who you've been able to connect with? What your future looks like? The people you're helping, the amount of money you have saved, or the amount of money you will have saved by following this plan, how much money you've earned, that kind of stuff. Okay. That's going to be segment number 2. One other point to make is when using numbers, use exact numbers. Say increased by 23%, not almost 25%. Okay, let's use some exact numbers. Yep, all these trainings are recorded, Michael. Great news. You just go to YouTube, and then you go to the Elevate Renatus channel, go down to the videos, and they're all in chronological order. Also, if you join the Salt Lake Elevate Facebook group, they're posted in there every day also. Okay, segment number 3 is going to be the income or benefit testimonial. So now that the person viewing the video has a little understanding of the person that's talking, of what the product or service is going to be. Now, what is the major benefit? So here's what you're going to do, guys. You are going to, now that your customer or client is given a product testimonial, they can logically establish the reason for their success, which can be monetary or related to a desirable benefit, like more time or family or personal interests. It's important to remember that your customers don't have to be making thousands of dollars a month. My customers do. You guys need to be making thousands a month. But the average, an additional $1,000 a month can make a huge difference. Seriously. Right now, some recent stats came out about bankruptcies filed in this country. And the observation was made that if these households had an additional $500 a month, they could avoid a bankruptcy. So $500 a month is a huge deal. Okay, so in this third and final segment of the testimonial, be sure to use transitional statements that connect your product and service to the benefit. So like this: because of my great results, I'm not only making more money and generating more leads, but I'm saving time that I used to spend and I get to pick up my kids from school. I even joined a gym and lost 10 pounds. So steer clear of jargon and technical mumbo jumbo. Okay, don't talk about, when you're talking about velocity banking, You don't need to be talking about how my line of credit's attached to my checking account, that kind of stuff. Or, I've been able to recruit 5 more IMAs a month using this system, right? They don't know what the heck that means. So don't use technical mumbo jumbo. Okay, at the end of the testimonial, have the client turn the message back around. Thanks, Renatus. Your system has changed my life. Simple closing statement like that. Or you can say, how about this? You can say, thanks, Michael. How about that instead? Because some of the things people won't know are Renatus yet. So why don't you just put, thanks, Michael. Okay. Now that we've covered the basics, so Mary Kay has some advice. My first piece of advice, make sure you heed the wisdom of Mary Kay, the famous and very successful cosmetics direct marketer. She knows the secrets of sales. She insisted that customers need to have these 3 questions answered before they're willing to buy. Is it easy? Does it work? And can I do it? Okay. And we don't need any fancy equipment. Just your phone will be fine. Unless, yeah, most phones, right? Samsung, Apple's, these cameras are getting better and better every freaking week. Okay, so it's important that your customers and clients come off as real and unscripted. Okay, so don't be robotic with this. Do your best, be comfortable. Okay, precise numbers. If you've had an incredible month, let's talk about it. We're going to put the proper disclosures up. Okay. Making people feel relaxed when they're watching it. Okay. Now, in here, they're assuming that I'm going to be interviewing you, but really you're just going to be interviewing yourself and sending in these videos. Okay. So if you make a little mistake, that's fine. It's totally fine. If you say an or an ah, or you make yourself laugh or whatever, it's okay to make mistakes. Okay, just remember, we cannot show checks. So if you have any other props, screen captures, pictures of you in front of houses, pictures of you doing the deals at the closing table, even you sitting at your desk analyzing deals. Let's say you got 4 or 5 MLS listings sitting on your desk and you're looking at one. Take a picture. It's working. Show proof. Okay, looking at the deals, huge credibility. Don't read a script and keep it short. Keep it short. We read scripts when we're on the phones, right? When we're building for events, when we're talking to clients, we're using scripts. But for this video, don't use a script. Just have the rough outline, okay? All right, keeping it short. Oh yeah, and one other thing about the videos is don't shoot the video with light or window behind you because of how the lighting works. We don't want a silhouette, we want a person. Also, make sure your kids are away, phones are silent, simple things like that. And don't make it salesy. Okay, remember we're trying to connect with someone who is struggling, who is confused, who is staying up late trying to solve a problem in their life. So don't worry about sounding like the best person ever. Okay, don't worry about making it perfect. Okay, we want people, like, think about it. Think about you before you joined. What the heck was going through your head when you were at work before you joined? What was going through your head when you had to go to the bank and pay your bills? What was going through your head when it was time to pay the rent, pay the mortgage? Before you had Renatus, what was going through your head when you get up in the morning to a stupid alarm clock and put on a stupid uniform and get in stupid traffic to go work at a stupid job with a bunch of stupid people? How did that feel other than stupid? Okay, so don't make it a salesy thing. Be honest, be authentic. Okay, some people will connect with your stories, others won't. That doesn't matter. Those other people will connect with someone else's story. Okay. Be relevant. All right, so here's the template. Now that we've talked about some do's and don'ts, let's look at this template. Okay, note, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't have all the pieces or parts, that's okay. Just record something. All right. Let's mute Lashana. Thanks, Lashana. Okay, so now you've got your formula. You're loaded with great tips, but you're still not completely sure. Don't worry about it. Here's what you're going to say. This template is ready to go. All you need to do is fill in the blanks. Hi, my name is Ron. I'm from, where are you from? New Jersey. And I am an IT director for a giant company. Now we're going to expose the personal weakness, the challenge, or the pain or loss. Ever since working here, I've been missing out on my kids' ballet recitals, and because of the work, I've been gaining weight, or whatever I come home with pizza stank. I would talk about how I was so broke that I could eat a peanut butter sandwich or a jelly sandwich, but not both because I had to make it last. I was afraid of running out of money at the end of the month. I was so broke. And then describe how things have been. Losing money, wasting time, never seeing my kids, working too much, affecting my health. Right, so I'd talk about my student loan, and I'd say, man, I paid them a bunch of money, but because I didn't understand finance, because I was ignorant of how money worked, I got duped. I got tricked. For 2 years, I wasted time spending all that money paying just interest. That's my personal weakness. Then describe a discovery. What has happened? I came to a workshop. I watched an online video. I attended a briefing. I went to a house tour, and I saw how to get out of debt. I saw how to take back my existence. I saw how to control my schedule. Then describe how things are now. Now that you're making more money, now that you're having more time, you're paying less in taxes, you're structured correctly, you got your LLC in place, you're no more exposed. Describe how things are now. And then if you can, show some proof. Do you have a picture of you at a deal? Do you have or even of you at a workshop? Or are you spending more time with your kids now, right? Next, tomorrow, go walk your kid to school and take a selfie of you walking your kid to school. Right? Here's the new car I just bought. Here's the vacation I'm going on. Here's the offers I'm analyzing. Then next is how will Renatus, or how will, again, you can just put Michael here. change your income, your business, your free time, your health, your family, your ability to contribute to a higher cause. I've increased my revenue by 20% in 30 days. I decreased my marketing expense and doubled my sales. I'm working on an average of 4 hours per week less, and I get to spend more time with my family. See this template, guys? It's going to be awesome. Here's a bonus. What do your spouse, your kids, your friends, your coworkers say about you now that you've joined, now that you've made this change, now that you're working on this? My kids are so happy they get to see their dad more, and my entrepreneurial friends want to know, what is my secret? Okay, then you're closing. Thanks to Michael's training and his system, thanks to for now, say Michael, if we need to redo it with Renatus, but right now, since I'm not Renatus, and I'm not making videos on Renatus's behalf, it would be best if you just use my name. Right, thanks to Michael for helping me make more money. I have more confidence to do this. I never thought I'd be able to do this. You know, I didn't know anything about technology. I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship, being a CEO. But I'm living proof that if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay. And you've already, with your IMA agreement, you've already done the video and photo release, right? That this team's talking about, the photo release form. You've already filled one of those out, so you're good. So let's get to work. Make these videos, submit them to me. Any one of you who makes a video and submits it, you will get access to all the videos that we make so that you can put them on your sites. You can use them for your branding. This will be awesome. So do you guys remember the website? extraordinarysociety.com/elevate. The perfect video testimonial. Okay, so make a video testimonial. Get good at telling your testimonial from the front of the room. Okay, what we talked about here, remember what we talked about? Facts tell, stories sell. We need to paint that picture of possibilities. So remember to talk about what it is, what it could be, and answer those questions. They're always asking, will it work? Will it work for me? Will I do it? Okay. What'd you do before Renatus? What was missing in your life that made you look? What made you join? What's happened since? Make that closing statement and practice it. We're going to say it on video. We're going to have you say it on phone calls. Think about that. If I call you and I'm like, hey, Bill, 30 seconds. I got my friend Stacy on the line, and she's just wondering, will this work? Will it work for her? And can she do it? Do you mind sharing your quick little testimonial? And because Bill's been practicing, he's got his 30-second version. He says, hey, Stacy, let me tell you real quick what's happened for me. Boom, 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 knocks it out of the park. Then he can hang up, and now I got Stacy who's like, oh, not only did it work for Michael, but it worked for Bill, and it worked for this person. It's going to work for me. Okay, I'm in. I'll buy. That's what's going to happen, guys. It will happen. You just need to practice it. Okay. Preguntas, questions? Telling your story is a major key. You need to learn how to tell your story. Some of you, the only reason that you're not making money is because you suck at telling stories. Facts tell and stories sell, but you're too busy getting wrapped up in all the facts. No wonder you're not making any money. You want to sell this thing. You want to sell this opportunity. You want to sell more combos. You got to get good at telling your story. Okay, anyone got any questions before we sign off? Okay, a book to get better at telling stories. Not really. Just watch this video again and do it. Oh, sorry. A book isn't going to teach you how to tell a story better. What's going to help you is telling it, getting in front of your camera, turning the selfie mode on and just saying it. Okay, you could do 100 takes. Obviously, it won't take that many. Two or three, 4 takes, whatever. But what's going to get you good at it is doing it, my friend. Just doing it. Right? Have your wife do it for you, then you do it for her. Hold up the camera, get it going. It's just a matter of doing. There's no more preparing. It's just doing at this point. So the website is extraordinarysociety.com/elevate. Elevate. Only obligation is to tell it straight. Okay, then email me, michaelwithelevate@gmail. Send me your videos, send me your testimonials. If you just want to write it, that's fine. I really, really prefer a video one, and then we'll make this content and make it available for you guys to use on your sites as well. Okay, you're awesome. It's Wealth Wednesday. Get after it. Stay focused. It's not hump day. Remind people it's Wealth Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And they go, yeah, it's hump day. No, it's not. It's Wealth Wednesday. What do you mean? Wow, I'm in real estate, aren't you? Ever thought about real estate? You got your opener and your ABC, your invite, and your follow-up. It's a formula, guys. Work it, and it will work. Okay, thanks for being here. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.